Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we meticulously peel back the layers of history, tradition, and yes, the dramatic intrigue surrounding the British royal family. Today we delve into a pivotal moment that signals a profound shift in the inner workings of the monarchy. A moment where the quiet but determined authority of the future king, Prince William, was unmistakably demonstrated to the entire world. We are, of course, discussing the definitive final severance of Prince Andrew from his remaining official ties to the crown. While the news of his withdrawal brought a palpable wave of relief across the globe, particularly among Britain's most devoted royal fans, the true story lies not just in the exit itself, but in the compelling narrative of who orchestrated this crucial maneuver behind the imposing doors of the palace. Before we immerse ourselves in this fascinating analysis of royal power, and the complex dynamics between a father, a son, and a disgraced uncle, I must humbly ask you to take a moment. Please do remember to like this video, subscribe to our growing community, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our detailed explorations of these historical figures and events. Your support allows us to continue bringing you this deep level of commentary. The announcement confirming Prince Andrew's formal and complete exit from royal life, accompanied by the dramatic surrender of all remaining titles, was a necessary, albeit long-delayed, institutional cleansing. This development unfolded against the persistent and deeply damaging backdrop of the Jeffrey Epstein controversy, a scandal that has cast a long, unforgiving shadow over the House of Windsor for years. It is imperative to recall the gravity of the situation. Despite the public pressure, the legal challenges, and the undeniable institutional damage, Prince Andrew has consistently maintained a stance of absolute denial regarding the serious allegations made against him concerning his association with the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. This steadfast refusal to acknowledge the depth of the public outcry only exacerbated the crisis, turning a personal predicament into a major institutional headache. For a considerable time, the question lingered: who possessed the necessary influence and the political will to finally cut the cord? Who could override the lingering bonds of family loyalty and the inherent reluctance to publicly punish a high-ranking member of the immediate family? Enter Prince William. According to highly respected royal commentator Duncan Larcombe, who has offered piercing insights into the mechanisms of the monarchy for decades, the key player, the true driving force behind Prince Andrew's irreversible exit from any semblance of royal life, was none other than the Prince of Wales, the future King William himself. Larcombe's analysis, shared during a significant conversation with GB News, did not mince words regarding the Duke of York. He first leveled sharp criticism at King Charles's embattled brother, articulating a sentiment widely shared by those familiar with the inner workings of the palace. Larcombe described Prince Andrew with striking frankness, stating, and I quote, "This is a prince who is so arrogant and so full of his own self-importance that he thought he could just carry on. He denies all the allegations, of course, but it will not go away." This assessment speaks volumes. It suggests that Andrew, sustained by a potent sense of entitlement and a deep-seated belief in his own untouchability, genuinely believed he could weather the storm, perhaps hoping the public memory would fade or that familial protection would ultimately shield him from the ultimate consequences. The royal expert stressed a crucial point that many observers had lamented for months, if not years. The decision to remove Andrew completely should have been executed much earlier. Yet, despite the delay, Larcombe acknowledged the immense sense of relief that swept through royal circles and the general public now that Prince Andrew would definitively cease to be a functioning, or even symbolically present member of the royal family. But why was William the one to push this final decisive action, and why was his influence so critical at this specific juncture? Larcombe offered a compelling contrast in the motivations of the three key figures: the late Queen Elizabeth II, King Charles III, and Prince William. He shared that William's perspective on his uncle was unyielding and pragmatic, designed to protect the institution above all else. "I think William saw his uncle as nothing more than a real pariah, frankly," Larcombe shared. This cold institutional assessment is vital. William, the modernizer and protector of the crown's long-term viability, could not tolerate the continuous reputational damage caused by his uncle's presence. The dynamic was complicated by the older generation. Larcombe pointed out the deep-seated familial complexities, The Queen had a soft spot for Prince Andrew, and Charles, as his brother, didn't want to punish him unnecessarily. Consider the emotional burden on King Charles III. As the reigning monarch, he must uphold the integrity of the institution. Yet, as Andrew's elder brother, he harbored a natural reluctance to inflict maximum, permanent damage upon a sibling. This internal conflict often results in hesitation and delayed action, something a monarchy facing constant media scrutiny cannot afford. This is precisely where William's growing, and now seemingly definitive influence comes into sharp focus. Larcom concluded his commentary with a profound observation about the shifting power dynamics within the new reign. I think today's breaking story shows exactly how much influence William now has inside King Charles's court. This statement is not merely gossip. It is an analysis of a seismic institutional shift. Prince William is not just the heir apparent. He is demonstrating that he is the critical voice of modernization and ethical accountability within his father's reign. The ability to compel the expulsion of a senior royal, even a highly resistant one, like Andrew, signifies a transition of power and moral authority that is far more advanced than traditional royal timelines would suggest. Let us explore the implications of this power move in greater detail. William's action serves multiple critical functions. Firstly, it solidifies his image as a future monarch who prioritizes the reputation and longevity of the crown over personal sentiment. The monarchy relies entirely on public trust and moral integrity. Andrew's continued association, even in a minor capacity, eroded that capital daily. William recognized that the only way to stem the bleeding was a clean surgical cut. This decisiveness positions him starkly against any perceived reluctance or sentimentality from his father's generation. Secondly, the removal of all remaining titles is a profound humiliation, carefully calculated to ensure Andrew can never again use his status for personal gain or public visibility. While Andrew had already been stripped of his military affiliations and use of the His Royal Highness style in public capacities back in January 2022, due to the impending civil suit, the final surrender of remaining titles closes every possible loophole. These are not merely symbolic gestures. They are institutional barriers preventing a return to the fold. Think about the weight of the word pariah used by Larcom. For William, Andrew was no longer a relative who made mistakes. He was an existential threat to the crown's image. In the unforgiving landscape of modern media, where every gesture is scrutinized, Andrew's continued denial meant the scandal was perpetually fresh. William understood that the narrative could not move forward until Andrew was entirely excised. The concept of Andrew's arrogance and self-importance is also central to understanding the dynamics at play. A prince who truly believes he is above reproach, despite overwhelming public and institutional evidence to the contrary, presents a unique challenge. Larcom suggests that Andrew's personality was the primary roadblock to a swift, dignified resolution. He was unwilling to accept his fate, necessitating the firm, perhaps even forceful intervention of the second in line to the throne. We must also reflect on the timing. This definitive step occurred under the reign of King Charles III. While Charles has initiated his own subtle reforms aimed at slimming down the monarchy, his relationship with his younger brother is deeply complicated by shared history and the loss of their mother, Queen Elizabeth II, who was famously protective of Andrew. The fact that William's influence was sufficient to overcome any lingering fraternal resistance from King Charles is perhaps the most fascinating revelation. It suggests a strong, perhaps even persuasive conversation took place between the King and the Prince of Wales, resulting in the unequivocal decision to protect the institution first. William effectively acted as the institution's moral compass and chief risk assessor, guiding his father toward the necessary, if painful, conclusion. This episode serves as a powerful preamble to William's future reign. It demonstrates that he is not afraid of confrontation or of making unpopular decisions within the family circle if they serve the greater good of the monarchy. It shows the world that when the crown's integrity is at stake, the Prince of Wales will step forward and use his considerable and rapidly increasing influence to ensure the institution remains untainted and relevant. The collective sigh of relief felt by royal observers worldwide was not just about Andrew's departure. It was also a recognition that the leadership required to address such deep-seated problems is firmly in place. It signaled confidence in Prince William's judgment and his commitment to a transparent and ethically responsible monarchy. A monarchy fit for the 21st century. This situation transcends mere family drama. It is a textbook case study in the transfer of soft power within a hereditary institution. William has effectively drawn a line in the sand, demonstrating that the modern monarchy will not tolerate figures who persistently damage its reputation, regardless of their blood ties to the sovereign. In conclusion, the final decisive exit of Prince Andrew from the royal family, marked by the surrender of his remaining titles, stands as a testament to the growing and now undeniable political influence of Prince William. As royal commentator Duncan Larcombe so clearly articulated, while King Charles may have hesitated due to familial duty, Prince William viewed his uncle as a detrimental pariah and utilized his burgeoning power within the king's court to enforce a necessary institution-saving decision. This act showcases Prince William's readiness for the throne and his unwavering commitment to safeguarding the integrity of the crown. This event certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the future shape of the House of Windsor and the challenging choices that lie ahead for King Charles and his heir. What are your thoughts on this profound demonstration of Prince William's power? Do you agree with Duncan Larcombe that William was the driving force, or do you believe King Charles would have eventually reached this decision on his own? Please share your opinions and insights in the comment section below. We truly value your perspective on these complex royal matters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for our next detailed celebrity and royal update. Thank you for watching, and until next time.